Streaming. Check. 1, 2. Uh-oh, my headphones have died. Check. 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2. Hey, I broke my stream. And now I'm rebuilding it from scratch, from the ground up. That was a test. This whole thing has been a test stream. It's okay. Hey, Faith and Misery. Thanks for finding my rebooted stream. My computer wasn't plugged in. Go figure. And I got no warning anywhere. Also, my face is very overexposed. Also, I think I still got music. That should come through. It's quiet in my ears, so it's probably not really coming through the stream yet. Hang on. There it is. Okay, yeah, my stream, my computer was not plugged in. Now it is, which is funny because I was like, oh, I just want to reuse the stream settings from last time. And then, but my Lego hard drive wasn't plugged in, so I didn't have my thumbnail from my last Guardian stream. And so I unplugged my computer to plug in my hard drive. Never plugged my computer back in. Died after what, like an hour or so? That was a good test. No, yeah, I literally got a text from Laurent that was like, hey, your stream stopped. He's like, I assumed it was my internet connection. And I'm like, nope, it was me. It was my amateur connection, my amateurness. Yeah, I'm glad everyone was assumed that it was themselves and not that it was just my own shortcomings, which in the future, you should just assume it's me if something goes wrong. I am so confused. Either I built both of the halves of these things completely incorrectly, or if I just stuck them to the wrong sides. If they are exact mirrors of each other, then I can just do this and we'll be okay. I got to the next step and I was like, that doesn't look right. But like, if they are mirrors of each other, I can do that. If they're not, then we're gonna have some weird looking stuff. I don't know. We're back online though. The point of this stream, always being a test stream, means we expected things like that to happen, and it's okay if they did. I'm fine with it. You're fine with it. The fact that we're still talking about it only reinforces how fine we are with it. But also, Claire, I know you're in the car, so please don't respond unless you're no longer in the car. But regarding the other thing that we all were chatting about yesterday, we should book stuff because I may have booked some plane tickets. And so I'm going somewhere regardless. But let me know what other people are doing, and then we can all hang out. Oh, Monkey Kid, you were talking about Monkey Kid, and I'm here talking about plane tickets. How silly. How silly. Monkey Kid is a whole nother theme. And I feel like if I haven't bought Ninjago up to this point, I just don't know what's dragging me, like what's pulling me into Monkey Kid. Maybe I need to sit down and have a conversation with like you and Kevin. Then it can be an intervention, but the opposite of an intervention, like an outervention. Maybe you and Kevin should just, that's actually a good video idea. If you guys, because I think of you guys as Monkey Kid people. I guess Jamae also likes Monkey Kid, probably also other people. But like a conversation of like why you should like Monkey Kid if you do not yet. Because I think there's a lot of people like me who are just set in our ways. Like, I know Star Wars, I know Marvel, I like all these things, it's comfortable. Lego fan, you just wanted to say hi. Well, guess what I wanted to say right on back to you. You have to guess. All right, it's hi. I didn't want to leave you. Yeah, I also wanted to say hi back to you. I put the wrong thing in the wrong thing. Don't you hate when that happens? Pull this up. Ivan, hi. I've seen your name and very well put questions in other chats, so thanks for coming by mine. I appreciate it. You used the wrong triangle. We've all been there, happens to all of us. Nothing to be embarrassed about, but I'm going to go ahead and be embarrassed anyway. For all of us, so that you don't have to be. Where do I watch the Monkey Kid show, Claire? Because I don't even, like, if I wanted to look it up, not that I do, but if I wanted to, where would one do that? Because I don't, is it on Lego? They are very colorful. I like that I was like, we should sit down and be like, you guys should make a video that's like, why Monkey Kid for non-monkey kidders? And I love that your first response, I guess it was your second response. The colors are awesome. Which is actually a selling point. Nice colors are fun. Now that doesn't look right. Just rebuild it from scratch. Take the ship apart. Redo it. That needs to be... Okay, I am literally taking this step apart. I frustrated myself. Releasing tomorrow on Amazon Prime. Oh, like all of the episodes? Because I could put that on in the background while I'm doing dishes, which is probably a discredit and an insult to the show. Like, that sounds like a good show to do dishes to. I could watch it, but if it gets me wanting sets, like, Lego better pay you some, whatever they call it when people buy the things because you talked about the things. Lego should give that to you guys. I am building the Guardians ship. Hopefully my title and stuff, it updated from the last stream. This is like the second night that I've tried to stream a build of the Guardians ship, but in reality it's like the 17th stream that I've had to start trying to get things to roll. Hello 911, I'm glad you found me again. YouTube does not make it easy. That's another thing about Twitch, which we were talking about earlier. On Twitch, it's like, oh, I stopped streaming for a second. It's like, you can just stay on my Twitch page. Not that I have a Twitch page, but you could just stay on that page. And if I go offline and come back online, it's gonna be on the same page, at the same URL and everything. This one, it's a completely new page. So it's like, I'd have to tweet out about like the stream dying and like it coming back online. And like, an argument could be made, don't try it, Claire, to get me to move to Twitch. I know it's a nice platform. I don't even have an audience on YouTube, much less trying to build something new on a new platform. Bag 11 of 14. It is only 9:15 here. Okay, we'll just try to finish this tonight. I'm gonna mute for a quick sec. And then I'm going to unmute. Uh-oh. Did these come out of this bag or the last bag? May have missed something in the last bag. But we'll find it later. We'll find it later. That's a cool shape of ship so far. Looking forward to finishing this one. Also looking forward to using my newfound streaming skills in the future. These are all just learning experiences for me. And if I sound frustrated, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Good Will Hunting? Y'all seen that movie? I think that's from that movie. Robin Williams, the other guy. I have recently built the Lego Volkswagen T2 camper van. You like the build? It was a great time. I also really like the look of those creator vehicles. But I have not built that one. I don't actually have that many. I do have the Porsche. You can't really see it. Maybe you can see it. The porch is... Hang on. There it is. It's on the floor. Because I have toddlers who like cars. And my kids like coming in my office. Can you believe it? That 2-2 camper van, I always thought it looked great from the outset, from the announcement, from the start. I said, that's a cool looking set. But I immediately knew I wouldn't get it. And I have stayed true to myself, and I didn't. It looks great, though. That's another one I could totally see, like, being displayed on, like, a hipster set of, like, shelves with, like, a picture of a VW bus on it, which literally there's a picture of, like, a green VW bus hanging over my television on a floating shelf that we built a couple weekends ago. And it's, like, surrounded by plants and other, like, hipster cool stuff and old books that we bought from, like, a library wholesale sale for, like, $5 a piece and other hipster shelf things. The T2 camper van, I think, could fit in like that aesthetic. But I did not buy it. Looks cool. I'd buy a T2 camper van before I bought a Monkey Kid set. No offense. I like vehicles. My kids like vehicles. They like destroying vehicles. Here's Rocket. With a accompanying funky looking blaster, which I think I built correctly, but wouldn't really matter, right? It's just a random bunch of little pieces and parts. I don't know if that's a new face for Rocket. I haven't gotten a new Rocket figure in a while. Which food truck? Is it the Nudo tank? Because whatever that pig with like the tank with like the tiny like little brick-built sushi bits and other things. Honestly, the Nudo tank is like the most appealing looking one to me. Is there a different food truck? A Duplo set with dumpsters and trash bags. Wait, is that related to Monkey Kid or is that different? Do you just want Duplo trash bags? Because maybe that outervention I was saying we should have later, maybe that should just be a regular intervention for Claire and the fact that she says she wants to buy Duplo trash bags. I need some clarification on that one. There's the clarification. Claire, you know we all support you. We understand you. We want you to be the best you. But at some point, a line has to be drawn. And it kind of feels like as we approach not only Duplo, but trash, Duplo trash, it feels like we're nearing that point where something needs to be said. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. Okay, we're gonna hold on. Duplo trash, Duplo garbage, Duplo like gross Duplo. There's got to be dirty Duplo. What am I searching for here? I'm going with Duplo trash bags. Is it like a little white trash vehicle? Yep, that is. That is. Hang on. Don't look at this for a second. Everyone close your eyes. Okay, everything's okay. Except for that. And those screenshots. And the fact that you're just seeing my window. It doesn't matter. This is a Duplo trash truck that we're talking about? Is this what we're talking about? 10945? Probably. Oh boy. Oh boy. 10945. That's it. That is it. Yep. Yep. It's a trash. This I support you. In theory. My initial opinion, having just seen that set, they just look like clumpy trash bags. Just like colorful clumps. but I do not want to judge. I'm going to I'm going to up here, but like out loud. I like Lego pieces too. Well, sometimes I think I like Lego pieces, and then I meet people like you, like Sans, like just everyone I've met in this wonderful, lovely Lego community, and I go, oh, never mind. I don't even know what it's like to like Lego. I've been thinking I liked Lego, but now I'll see things and I'll be like, that's a new print. That's an interesting, different printed piece. I guess here's my Duplo. My Duplo is some 4+ sets. Like, this is my Duplo. Because like I got excited. I'm like, that's a new print, and like that's like, this is official Lego, but it's like that's a new, like that's a whole piece there. And I'm starting to be like, that's exciting to me with that's a whole big piece there, something cool going on, something different. So I am falling into the same train as a lot of others where I'm like, look at these cool new pieces, like this Mickey custom molded piece that comes in all the new sets, and like this printed piece. The 4+ sets, they do printing. Hello, elongated muskrat. Oh, I get it, like Elon Musk. I get it. I guess that means you do, I do, we love Lego. I guess I do love Lego. I love Lamp. I love Lamp and Lego. But yeah, when you start appreciating weird little printed pieces, that's how we know they got us. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Honestly, I love Lego lamps. I love Lego furniture. I think Jamae was just talking about this on her stream, which she has a little more ground to stand on. Like, as an architect, she was saying she likes when everything's in scale, and she likes when like Lego furniture is in like scale with minifigures. And I also love Lego furniture when it looks like real nice and cozy. Recent examples: Bro Thor's new Asgard set, big comfy couch, which I think is a children's television show. But there was a big couch on that one. That one was fun. And some recent Harry Potter sets. The Privet Drive set had like several different kinds of little Lego lamps in it, which looked fun. And they're made out of like 3 or 4 little pieces. The recent Seinfeld set, which we live streamed that a while ago, that had some cozy furniture in it. Man, maybe I do like Lego. Maybe I do. See, here's the thing about this set that I said a few minutes ago, like when my computer wasn't charging, but I think it is now. That like this set, I think people will appreciate it for the theme and for the general look of it, and like the largeness of it, and for all the like surface level reasons for liking this set. But this thing is like, it's dense. Like, it's packed. There's a coffee machine in there, a donut. Like, the back wall of the inside of the ship has a bunch going on there. Lego didn't need to do that. These little like clamp things that we just built, those didn't need to go on there. Claire, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by and confirming that things still look and sound okay. I realize my face is a little like overexposed. That's Logitech's cheap camera, not stream issues. But as long as things are smooth enough, I'm not at 60 frames. This is only 30 frames. But hopefully things still look okay. But yes, Claire, talk later on Instagram or wherever. I guess you only have me on Instagram. But talk later to confirm some plans, because I've bought tickets to things. So I'm going to things, and I'll hang out with you guys if you're at the same things. Mystery, guys, mystery. Shy, hopefully you can also go to those things. Claire said you might be able to. Talking about the events of the next upcoming week or weeks. Something about a boat, or a cruise, or a party boat. If you got a +1 to party boat, I may be remembering a message wrong. If you got a +1 to a party boat, I can become available. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink. I guess I'm on camera. I could have just done a normal standard wink. You got the message anyway. I need tiny window piece. It's clear, so it's disappeared. Is it, or am I? That's clear. This is clear. It's a very small pile of pieces. Are there two bag number, whatever bags we're on? Did it stay in the bag? Did it fall on the floor? The piece we're looking for is a little clear window piece that looks like that. I don't see it on the table at immediate glance. But that would be the worst piece to have like left over in the bag or left like fall on the floor. Maybe it won't be so visible I can leave it for now and I'll find it post-stream. No, because it connects to that piece. And that piece. Okay, we're going to search for another couple of seconds. We're on bag number 11. Aha. You guys want to see what us Lego folks deal with? You guys seeing? Just looks normal at first glance, right? Look at this. Dang, I spy book. How, out of all of the pieces, the bright orange pieces, did the one that got stuck in the bag, it's the little clear one. Oh, Ivan, I saw that message earlier, and I meant to respond because I have a similar thought quite often. Also, is the music non-existent now? Is this part of the song very quiet? There it is. Ivan said, you're thinking of taking apart your Lego sets and making a mock out of them. I have that same thought very often. As you may be able to see, if I click this button, behind me and slightly to my side, that's stressful to me and anyone. That's just like a bunch of August sets, and that's just, right now, overflow. Focus. And so I also sometimes am like, I have a bunch of built sets and they're in storage and stuff, but like some of them I don't need to keep assembled, and so maybe I'll disassemble them and make a big parts collection. But then you enter down a new road, right? The road that these mock builders seem to be on almost constantly, and that's that like you're just sorting all the time. Like you then need a storage solution for different pieces, and they got to be easy to find. You got to have room for a bunch of like big shelves, and you got to shop around for like which shelves work best for you, and then pick an organization system by piece and color and quantity and all that. It just, that is taking the Lego to another level. As someone who doesn't mock much, it feels stressful to start that. If I had a huge parts collection, like mocking would be a fun like secondary thing to do. But like starting that feels very daunting, very heavy. Do you have similar thoughts, Ivan? Hopefully I haven't just introduced a bunch of like points of stress that will convince you to not do the thing that you're thinking of doing. By all means, don't let me influence you that heavily. I've done like a handful of mocks in the last year or so. Those guys, the mosaics on the wall, those are Lego art mosaics in the same scale. Like the one on the bottom is Darth Vader, that's the official one. The other three are custom builds. Those are what I would consider mocks, but like mocks within a mocks within a box is what I would call them, because I had parameters that I wanted to build using. I wanted to make them match the exact same scale as the Lego art sets so I could display them alongside official sets. And so I was really only buying 1x1 round plates in various colors. And so I didn't need to have a huge parts collection or a system of storage or anything like that. It was a simple, like, foot in the door to mocking. And it was pleasant enough that I do want to make more if I get a little inspiration, a little free time to move forward with another custom mosaic. I've missed something. Just this. How's the build so far? Asks 911. Pretty good. I think I'm going to enjoy the remainder of the build a lot because a lot of the repetitive, like, symmetrical pieces I think are done, except maybe these last wing bits. But like the top of the ship will be new. This I think is like probably like the rear or something like that. And then the front will be really cool. It's got like a perfect purple, just purple. It has a purple window pane. That'll be, I think the rest of this build will be fun. But so far it's been great because it's so dang detailed. What did this set cost? Like, this was less than $200, right? Holy. I guess it is. It's 1,900 pieces. However much this set was, I'm going to say it was worth it. I'm not going to look it up. But I've enjoyed the build so far, despite the fact that I tried to build it while streaming and failed several times. But we're working out the kinks. I'm not going to let that taint my experience, speaking of kinks. Yeah, this is the rear of this area. I don't know how it attaches. If it's like that, that doesn't feel stable. Maybe like that. That feels stable. Yeah, so like the simulated rear window, which they remade with Shia LaBeouf. They didn't call it Rear Window though, but it was the same thing. We had to watch Rear Window, for those of you who are unfamiliar with my ranting. Rear Window, I think it's an old Hitchcock movie about a dude who gets injured. He was a photographer, he has a bunch of camera equipment around. He gets injured, so he's like confined to his apartment, but his apartment overlooks like a bunch of neighbors' apartments in like a little courtyard area, and so he's kind of just stuck there, but he's looking out his window and using his cameras and his lenses and kind of watching the neighbors, and the story kind of unfolds based on the neighbors' actions, and he thinks there's like a mystery going on and someone's nefarious and he wants to solve it, but he's of course confined to his space. Good old movie. The LaBeouf remake, as I call it, less good of a movie. I don't know if I saw it, but I would still arguably say that it's worse than a Hitchcock movie. That may be a stretch, saying that a LaBeouf movie is worse than a Hitchcock movie. Have you seen iRobot? Because I did. That was pretty good. When he winks, when the robot winks, that's a good part of the movie. BFAB, we were just talking about iRobot. And look who shows up. BFAB. The beefiest stabs in the land. I apologize immediately. It didn't take me long. It was like 6 seconds you were here and I'm already apologizing. Sorry, and good to see you. That's a nice way to greet someone. Hello, sorry, good to see you. I sound like Kevin. Shout out to Kevin from I'm Bored Toys. I only make the sorry joke because he is in fact Canadian. And actually, if you watch those streams, dude does say sorry a lot. But like, it doesn't come across like he's just like doing a Canadian stereotype. He is just a genuinely very nice person. And so, sorry flows naturally from him. I was looking at the stream for a second because I'm live, but also because sometimes I half expect to lurk check people, even though there's few people here. I didn't announce the stream purposely because we're testing things. So BFAB, welcome, and please let me know if the stream looks and sounds okay on your end, because that's the entire point of the evening. Here's the roof of this ship. It is a snug fit. I assume it's not locking into many points because it's supposed to be removable, but that's a very snug fit. Oh, it's my own fault. It's my own fault. Need one of them tiny brick hammers. Brick Hammer, that would be a good YouTube name. Someone should start a YouTube channel called Brick Hammer. Welcome to the Brick Hammer. Still not slotting in here. We've all been there. Just need a little finesse. Okay, this piece has come off. I know I didn't do something wrong here. It's just the piece is not sitting quite right. There we go. That's pretty. This thing's just getting prettier all the while. Which is the opposite of me as I age. I'll tell you, man, the mid-30s, enjoy your mid-20s when you're in them. I wish we knew we were in the good times before they were over. Looks smooth. Unlike my wrinkly old skin, you know what I mean? I'm so old. I'm gonna double check the bag for some leftover clear pieces, which we missed in the last one. That's what I was talking about. This thing's cool. As long as we're like, you know you like Lego when you get really excited about printed pieces. The camera doesn't know how to focus on this obscure shape. It's a sphere, for goodness sake. Well, it's not a sphere, a dome. Look at that beautiful, the color, the printing, the shape, the clippiness of it. I kind of already identified all of the qualities so far, and I'm trying to look for more of them at this point. Yeah, when we're excited about the pieces, that's how you know they got you. Do you folks buy any of the, it is purple. I don't know how it looks there or there. Yeah, it's purplish. It's a clear purple color. Do you folks out there buy any of the new September sets? We were looking at the Carnotaurus earlier. He's around here. The Avengers, Mandalorians, Forge. That set's around here. Those are the two that I got right off the bat. I'm debating on getting other dinosaur sets because now I want more dinosaur stuff. Those big molded dinosaurs are cool, man. Speaking of cool Lego pieces, those are cool. And I want more of them. But that darn Carnotaurus set, hey Richard, we were talking about you earlier, and we'll do so again in a second. This darn Carnotaurus set was like $50, and it's like 240 pieces. And I get it. Big molded plastic dinosaur. Like this thing is as much a toy dinosaur as it is a Lego piece. But like that's like 20 cents a brick in that set because of dinosaurs. But the dinosaurs are cool and I want them now, and I know I've already missed out on a bunch of them. And if anyone wants to do my research for me, they can look up if Lego's done a mosasaur. Because now I'm going to find if they have and buy it if they have. Because if you know me, you know I like things that exist in the water in all forms. Boats, prehistoric creatures, submarines, mostly submarines, non-prehistoric aquatic creatures. And so like, if Lego made a mosasaur, it would be a combination of too many things that I appreciate to pass up. So I might get that. Also, he was kind of the hero of whichever Jurassic World movie that was. Not to spoil a movie that's been out for several years. I'm missing a dark bluish gray 1x1 round plate. I always hesitate at plate versus tile. BFAB, were you in a stream with Swift Bricks? I don't know if you were a guest, but BFAB is in literally every stream. I don't know how he finds them or finds the time to do anything else. But BFAB is a constant in the LEGO YouTube community, and it's appreciated. I'm sure by some people that you show up to the streams of. And here, BFAB, and here, it's appreciated here also, making me get all sappy. Richard, I was talking about you earlier because, let's not say you have no life. I was talking about you earlier, Richard, because I was saying how nice it was for you to send me some of your stream settings and stuff. Maybe things look better now. I'm using regular boring old OBS now. So like I don't have any alerts or anything set up. Not that I expect tips or whatever. But I don't have any of that stuff set up on this regular stuff because I tried to go as basic as possible. I'm like low bit rate. I want 1080, low frame rate. I mean 30, I don't know if you'd call that low. But like I'm trying to do very simple settings. Hence I didn't schedule or announce this stream because I'm just testing stuff here today. So I appreciate that you all found me and came and hang out. As a past tense of that word would probably work better. Came and hung out and are currently hanging out. But thanks, Richard. If this stream looks and sounds okay, you can blame him. In a good way. Credit him would be a better way of saying that. Yeah, it feels like it is. Feels like things are working. Except when I unplugged my computer to plug something else in and then didn't plug it back in. So this is the second stream of tonight because the stream died once already. Well, the stream didn't die. My computer died. So that one's a user error, not a... I guess they're all user errors, but that one was an error which I had control over. The rest of this stuff I don't feel like I have as much control over. That's the life of us LEGO YouTubers, right? You all know the game. He said to himself, not trying to isolate or call out anyone in particular. Here we go. I like that if I do make a review of this video, and I just use this scene as the speed build portion while I talk about the build. There'll just be Carnotauruses popping in and out. Those dinosaurs are cool. There's the Armorer's Forge. There's Mickey Mouse's rocket. The video pirate ship is off to the side. I like that set so much. It's a good set. How's Austin? Am I originally from Texas? Goodness no. No one is originally from Austin. Everyone just moved to Austin. But I've actually been here longer than most. I am originally from the great state of South Florida, which has a reputation. It didn't have as much of a reputation when I was younger, of being full of crazy people. But maybe I was just a child and I was naive. It seemed like a fine place to grow up to me. I grew up in South Florida until I was about 25, 28. Around that time, and then I moved to Austin because I got a job in the tech world. Austin is great for tech stuff. Shout out to Tech, another cool member of the LEGO community. He is not in Austin, but there are lots of jobs relating to my job in Austin. So it's a good place to do what I do, even though I work from home full time and have done so for the past 5 years. So in theory, I could move anywhere in the world. I won't. Why would I? But in theory, I could. But Austin's okay. You're trying to get to Florida, like to move to Florida or to visit Florida? I would totally, well, I would move back to Florida because I know a bunch of people there. I don't have family there anymore, but I've got lots of friends, and like all my friends that I grew up with or went to high school with, like they all also have kids now, and so it's kind of a bummer that like my kids don't get to hang out with like my high school friends' kids. We got iPads now though, we got FaceTime, it's fun. And what we do have around us is a stinking everybody loves Raymond situation, which I've used as an analogy before, and that's just because my in-laws live next door to me. Literally the house next door. Texas is growing, and the Austin area is growing at a rate that's not great. A not great rate, as we would say. It's just getting busy, and I don't even live in Austin anymore. Like, we're north of Austin. I can get down to Austin and do often. My Lego store is in Austin. But like, Texas blew up. House prices went crazy in the Austin area. I don't know if it's the same where you are, T-Smash, but like, house values went crazy. We bought this house at a good time, it turns out, because we bought it last year, and now it's gone up in value a whole bunch. But like, I don't know how anyone's moving to Austin right now. Yes, I do, because it's a tech city and it's growing as a tech city. Like, Google's building new offices, Tesla's building their gigafactory down the street. Like, we passed the gigafactory on the way to the airport. It's huge. It looks like a dang, I don't know, it looks like a gigafactory, like a factory that would be described as giga. It's a very large building. But Austin's growing and tech is growing, and it's people are moving here from California, from San Francisco, from places where it's also extremely expensive to live, but they can afford to buy a 2-bedroom house for $1 million, because they're coming from a place where the cost of living was as high, if not higher. So I could not blame anyone for being fine getting out of here. You were in the stream with Swift Bricks on Sunday. BFAB, and you didn't tell me about it. Not that you would have any way to communicate it to me. Thank you for getting to the bottom of that, Ivan. I appreciate it. Move there, you love it. You're in Texas right now, but you're not originally from here. West Texas prices are through the roof. It's crazy, the growth. West Texas has some beautiful country to drive through. I don't know that I'd want to live out there. Oh, I built this the wrong way around. Did I? How did I? How could I? How could you? How did you? Oh, because I was looking at the wrong one. That's how could I. Yeah, but like I said before, we have plenty of reason to stay, and the reason is family. I have 2 beautiful children. We were talking about them earlier with the destroyed Porsche behind me. I have 2 lovely children. And then my wife's parents live literally in the house next door to us, which we renovated from them weird story. We renovated that house, and we were living in that house, and then the house next door to that house came up for sale. That's this house. We bought this house and renovated this house while living in that house, while renting that house from my wife's parents. And so now there are 2 renovated houses next to each other. This one's nicer because we were gonna live in this one permanently, and we own this one. So now we and our 2 kids live next door to my in-laws, my wife's parents, which is fantastic because on days like today where my wife is sick and I'm working and both kids are home because they're only doing school 2 days a week because they're in preschool. Like, she was sick, and it's like last minute babysitting all the time. It's a great, great thing to have your in-laws next door. And also sometimes, like, you should just hope you have a good relationship with your in-laws, which I do. They're good people. They're good people if they're watching. They're not watching. But in addition to my wife's parents living next door, my wife's sister and her 5 children live 1 street over. Yep, 5 children. And so that's 7 grandchildren in the span of a block. And then a couple streets over from that, my wife's brother and his family live. And that's all 3 of the siblings on my wife's side of the family. And so somehow, whatever courses life took, we all ended up in the same neighborhood. And so there are 9 grandchildren here. 8 adults. It's a party anytime we all get together at the same place. Open, build, repeat. Good to see you. How are you? Your quality of stuff. I'm talking like YouTube stream stuff. Your quality of stuff, man, is just, I aspire to that quality. Maybe your quality of life is also aspiration worthy. I love seeing a high quality stream. Not this one. This is a test stream. So feel free to let me know if things look like they're running smoothly. I'm talking only about the visual and the audio, not the mental. We do not need to analyze that. No siree. But yes, there is a cacophony of family in my immediate vicinity. Thankfully, we all get along fine most of the time. And when we don't, we do have our respective houses that we can all retreat to. Retreat may not be the best word to use. Then again, it might be. We are nearing the end of bag number 12 of 14. I guess I am just going to finish this thing out. It's only 10 p.m. for me. I will need to get another drink. So we may take a quick 2-minute break in a minute. That's the remnants of that bag. This is the front section here. You're welcome, OBR. Wait, weren't you just in Disneyland? No. Legoland? No. Disney World? You were somewhere that was relevant to my interest, OBR, on a trip. And it looked like fun and it made me jealous. And happy for you that you were, in fact, somewhere that looked cool. Welcome back, Justin. Disney Springs, Legoland. Disney Springs in Florida? I guess so. Otherwise it would be whatever they call it in California now. Downtown Disney? Do they? Here's the bit we just built. Looks a little darker from that view. Look at the shape of this. I actually don't know about the shape of... Like, from certain angles, that looks kind of doofy. But, like, from certain other angles, it doesn't. Hey. Hi, guys. That's a fun feature. It's like so much of the detail is, like, in here. And then this, a little goofy. Okay, I'm gonna grab a quick drink refill if I'm here to continue talking. Then we got 2 more bags, but the last bag is literally just the stand for this thing. So I will BRB. Here, you can stare at my office. Hopefully my microphone's muted, because the bathroom to my office is like right outside this office. Yeah, Mox, you do get a lot of parts left over. Open build repeat. Office looks like you're ready for Lego, streaming, and home invasion. It looks like a mess is what it is. The whole reason I am streaming is because I make videos from the table behind me, but it's the wrong table, and it's covered in junk, and there's just also those are artificial blasters. The big one's like a clone blaster, the little one's like a Boba Fett blaster. I'm not protecting myself, my family, or my home with any of them, but they're actually covering, like, there's an extension cord on the floor there, and they're just leaning there to cover it up to make it look better. Better is a relative term. Okay. Do I have blue eyes? Does it show? I was hoping you'd notice. They may be blue because I'm wearing a blue shirt, and my mother said that they used to change color when I was younger, and I didn't know if she was just saying crazy things because I was a naive child. I feel like they're green most of the time these days. But maybe it's only when I'm wearing green shirts. Parents, am I right? You don't understand parents until you become a parent, and then you're like, they had no idea what they were doing. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. And now, in hindsight, I know how I turned out. And I don't know how much of it I can blame on them. So maybe, hopefully, my children will not blame me for too much either. Because my children, you may be able to guess this, my children have me as a father. So, good luck to them. Bye, Ivan. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the input, the questions, the comments, commentary. Thanks for being you. This, I think, is the final bit of the ship. The last bag is just the stand, so I may just call it a stream after that, because who needs to build a stand? But this is going to be like wing tips. Wingdings is my favorite font. You don't always have to find something else to say after you say something. That's a lesson that I'm learning. One day at a time. But clearly we have not gotten there yet. Clearly not. Also, I love giving people insight into something that people don't probably care about that much, and that's that, like, everyone probably builds Lego a little differently. A lot of people, they have little trays and they'll organize them by like different sections and stuff. If you watch what's his name, Fred Nudo over on Twitch, like, he will take the time to meticulously organize like his pieces before he starts building. My technique is what you see before me, where it's like the big pieces go up here, the medium pieces here, the tiny pieces here, and I just hope they don't roll off the table. But, like, it's annoying at first, right? Because it takes a second longer to find the piece that you're looking for, but only right now. Like, once you, like, dig through most of the pile, and you get, like, part way into the bag, it's not that hard. Things go pretty quickly. I've never been on one of those things. You guys know how some, like, groups of friends, never had those either. Sometimes there will be groups of friends and they will, like, see who can build a Lego set the fastest. I always see those, and maybe it's just my own arrogance, but I'm like, I could probably build pretty quickly, like if I was just trying to build really quickly. I'm always like, I can build. Like, I could build quick if I had to. Like, I'm used to looking at a big pile of ugly pieces, like unsorted pieces, and like putting them together in beautiful ways. That's just a metaphor for life, you know what I mean? But, alas, none of my friends have challenged me to a Lego speed building contest. So, maybe someday. Laron, I hope that's a joke comment that you heard the flush, because it was a hefty flush. Y'all want to talk about flushing? Several things. well, there's only a few select things you should flush. But speaking of flushing, that actually made me think of several things. One, we're potty training. And if you're a parent and you're potty training, Laron, you're a parent and you probably have potty trained or are going to or are in the process of. Potty training is difficult. And my 4-year-old has the same anxiety I'm finding that I have. He is a very anxious kid, and I can't blame him because I am an anxious adult. But I feel like I developed a lot of my anxiety later in life. But one of the things he's anxious about is toilets, like public toilets, that flush very loudly. Will Harper, thanks for stopping by. You're just in time for Toilet Talk, my favorite segment of the night. A lot of public toilets, you don't notice it, like a Target or a Walmart bathroom. They have a loud flush, and they have an automatic flush, which I understand the economy, the usefulness of an automatic flush. But for a 4-year-old who does not have control over his environment or his bowels, not being able to push the flusher yourself is frightening. And then not knowing how loud the flush is going to be is actually something that comes up a lot. And maybe I think it is just a quality of an anxious kid. He's scared of a lot of things. He doesn't deal well with conflict in TV shows and stuff. We will not make it through a movie because if a character is in trouble, if there's any conflict, and I'm not talking like heavy stuff, I'm talking Paw Patrol here. Like Mayor Top Hat dude is kidnapped Chase, and he's like, I don't like this. Like, he can't handle it. He's an anxious kid. Like I said earlier, he's got me as a parent. All this to say, he's anxious around public toilets. Also, BFAB challenges me to an underwater speed building challenge. I got bad news for you, BFAB. We were talking about this earlier. I grew up in Florida. I was born in the water. I used to be a good swimmer. I live in Texas now. It's been a little while. We don't get out to the beach very often because it's like 600 miles away. Hey, Will Harper. Hey, Hidden Brick. Wait, I said hi to Will Harper. I was responding to... Whatever. Doesn't matter. I was responding to... I'm going to say it anyway. I was responding to Hidden Brick's... No. To Hidden Brick's comment of saying hello to Will Harper. BFAB's comment. Doesn't matter. I am good at swimming and good at holding my breath. Like, I can hold my breath for several minutes. And I know you guys wouldn't let me forget this, but I won't. I said, speaking of flushing, that made me think of 2 things, and it did. 3 things. So Open Build Repeat was just in Disney World, he said, in Florida. And there's a show on Disney Plus. I love the Disney parks, all things Disney Plus. Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all things. Armand, hey dude, welcome, glad you could make it. Especially since this was an unannounced stream, as I have said many times. Hopefully it still looks and sounds okay. Hopefully it's still up and running. So, Disney World in Florida, I'm a big fan of all things Disney and behind the scenes. And there's a show on Disney Plus right now, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I appreciate it for what it is. Like, I really liked the Imagineering story on Disney Plus because that was like a little more serious, a little more slow paced, went into details, like a lot of good insight and conversation with a lot of the like OG original Imagineers. There's a new show that's called Behind the Attraction. We're getting here because we said flushing, and that's what made me think of this, because I just watched like the 7th or 8th episode, and it's about, I think the theme of the episode is it's a small world, the ride that's at Disneyland and Disney World. But that ride, along with several others at Disneyland, were originally created for the 1964-65 World's Fair, right? And the World's Fair was in, that's right, Flushing Meadows in New York. And that's what made me think of that. And that's a little insight into how my brain works. But I just watched that episode. That show, I say, is not as good as the Imagineering story because it's like, the narration's a little weird. It jumps around. It's like, they don't give like a, it just doesn't feel like they're giving a huge level of respect to like the attractions that I wish they were. Like it feels like they didn't think the content would hold up well enough on its own. Like the subject matter just by itself wasn't like captivating enough or interesting enough to hold everyone's attention. They got to do these fast cuts, and like the narrator kind of it interrupts like every other word that someone will be saying when they were talking about the thing. And like I could go for something a little slower paced, a little like more intuitive, but I understand not everyone is as interested in like the behind the scenes of the journey under the sea with the Little Mermaid ride or whatever. But I'm interested in that because the Little Mermaid ride sits atop the grave of the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride at Magic Kingdom. And that is basically my entire brand. It's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Disney World, and the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride at Disney World specifically. When toilets lead to Disney, all toilets lead to Disney. In my experience, man, I'm so excited for the next week or so. I'm taking a vacation, like just me, and I'm so excited because it's so last minute. A lot of times when you plan trips or whatever, you plan them for months or years out, and so you're looking forward to it, and you got a lot of time to like plan and figure out details and stuff, and then you just think about it forever. Like if you're planning a Disney trip, you want to plan it super early. Because you have time to book your fast passes and all that junk. But there's kind of something nice about a last minute trip. I mean, it's not the best, world time, but I'm vaccinated and safe and all that. But when you plan a last minute trip, it's like, I'm looking forward to this thing for all of a week because I didn't know this was happening a week ago. So I'm excited for next week. Excuse me. Is $10 too much for a poly bag? Depends on the poly bag, but what poly bags are $10? Is it bigger than most? I thought $5 was like a standard poly bag price. At this point, I am the absolute wrong person to ask because I will buy any $10 Lego set. They're worth it to me for $10. It's very hard to pass up. I'll buy city sets. I'll buy video sets if there were $10 video sets. My usual standard is like any $10 Lego set I would be willing to buy if I was in the right mood, if I was in the store and I saw it. I will also pay $5 for any minifigure. That may be a hot take, but like my price for a minifigure is $5. Like CMFs or whatever else. Like I assume a minifigure at this point is worth $5. May not be true to everyone for sure, but that's what I'm willing to pay. Once we get above that, then I start having to make decisions, which is never fun because decisions mean you don't get everything you want when you want it. That's a part of being an adult. You kids will grow up and get there someday. Someday. You can't find the new Harry Potter polybag. Is that the one with the wizard tiles? Because I didn't think that was I didn't think the Harry Potter polybag was out now. Is that supposed to come out in September? My dang retail stores have been so bad about showing anything on shelves when new sets come out. I think I saw a couple of the new Jurassic World sets at Walmart today, but I've been to so many stores and have not seen a single Marvel CMF, which I'm looking for everywhere. And then like it took them forever to put Speed Champion sets on. I don't know if I've seen every August release on like Target and Walmart shelves. I'm glad too, Luron. I'm glad too. This looks like a splendid set. You don't have anything Marvel, but might have to get this. Honestly, this is a splendid set. And it's from Endgame. Like, who didn't see or enjoy Endgame? BFAB, don't try to hot take me right now. Everyone liked Endgame. It was objectively, universally galactically, unintended, it was a good movie. And I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Unless they're larger than me, then I will not. Endgame was a great movie. This set is from Endgame. It will look great on display. LEGO intended it for display. Last bag is just a display stand. Sorry if that was loud, but we're not going to see that tonight. I might. You guys might not. But it's huge. This may be, just like in sheer length, larger than any of the previously released Guardians ships. But at some point, I will have them all together assembled at the same time. My original Milano is in pieces. The second orange, or the third, or whatever that orange ship is from the Infinity War. From Infinity War. That one is not in pieces, but I don't know where it is. I'm assuming it's in storage. But I'd love to put all these three next to each other. I don't know if it would be on a video or whatever. Okay, Beefhead does like Endgame. Just checking. I feel like Mr. Hot Take could find a reason to not like the thing that literally everyone on the planet liked. That's going too far. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm justified. I'm justified because I'm the only one with a voice on the stream. Which is probably not a great perspective to have. That'll really go to your head. Not that one. This one. The build is nice, but it's honestly, I was not thinking about this. I thought this was like a $1,200 to $1,500 set, and so honestly, buy the set with that mindset and you'll be like, this thing has more bags than I expected it to. And this build has lasted a lot longer than I expected it to. Like, regardless of what I've been streaming or not, like, this build has lasted me like 3 full nights of building, like late nights of building that I do. So it's substantial. How am I missing? How am I missing? How am I missing you still when you've been gone for so long? A dang blue pen. They said I could only use black or blue ink, and I'm missing a blue pen. It could be left in the bag. I know I have those lying around. Check the bag. Bag will be on. It's 12. Is it 13? There's a shark on my floor. Alright, let's get the bag. This may take longer than just looking for this piece, but this is my bag of parts. This is my part collection. Unfortunately, I don't think this blue pin is, like, usually an extra piece. Oh, there's one right there. There's one right there. But this is where the extras go to be forgotten about. Never to be sorted. That's where he... Literally just... Mostly all 1x1s and stuff that you would get as extra pieces in a set. But clearly there's other junk in there too. Convenient though, because look, now we're rolling right along after that brief pause. Hidden Brick, you don't like Marvel? But like, did you invest 10 years of your life into the Marvel Cinematic Universe even though you don't like Marvel? Because perhaps my world is crashing down around me that some people just may not care. It's like when I don't remember what show it's from, but I would say it to my wife, like, but you've seen all the movies. But it's like, yeah, because you made me. Oh shoot, I need to buy Shang-Chi tickets. But my wife is sick and I didn't know if we're doing date night this week. I was gonna go see it this Friday. In one of them nice eat-in movie theaters, y'all got those? Comfy seats. They serve like full meals in the movie theater. Never seen a movie. I'm assuming you're saying you've never seen a Marvel movie. Or you're Amish, in which case get off the computer. But I'm assuming just never seen the Marvel. In which case I, one, respect your ability to avoid what feels like the largest just like movie franchise event of the past literal 10 years. I don't know how I would avoid that, but I guess I actively tried to see it all. So I commend you for that. But also I'm jealous of you because you have an opportunity to literally watch 10 years of MCU movies without having to wait several years, or I guess we did like 2 a year for a while there, without having to wait several months in between movies. Like, that is a cool opportunity. Unless you have just literally zero interest. Not into superheroes. I guess I can respect that. I don't understand it, but I can respect it. Because to me, I'm like, just like dudes beating up other dudes, doing heroic things. But sometimes they also have feelings and they fall in love. That feels like universally appealing. But like I said earlier, I'm biased and boring and typical. Look at this. We got like wings within your wings. Like, here's the wings. I am the wings beneath your wings. That's a good joke. I'm going to use that if I do a review video of this set. What's the usual line? Like, wind beneath your wings? That's a good joke. You guys are getting a sneak peek at me thinking of things to say while I'm doing a review of a set. And I go, like, this conversation would still be happening with or without you all out there. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate it. But this conversation would be happening whether or not you were here. Why are you the quietest song I've ever heard? Let's all take a second to listen and see if we can even hear a song that's so quiet. But I'll think and I'll talk about a set while I'm building it. Otherwise, I'm faced with the reality that I am alone building Lego in my office by myself at almost 11 o'clock at night. And that's not a reality any of us want to face. Uh-oh, I got bad news. Wait a minute. If that pin is there... I missed one piece, but I'm not that concerned about it because these will be easy to find. But this may be Lego's fault. Unless Lego gives me an extra one of these. I mean, let's be real, it's probably my fault, but no, I'm gonna look at it afterwards. But I'm suspicious that Lego gave me 2 of these instead of 1 more of the blue ones, because I need 1 less of those and I need 1 more blue one. I'm gonna investigate it afterwards. It's gonna be a hot take, a BFAB take, if you will. Okay, this thing, I'm also getting to experience the stability and deciding if I'm confident or not confident in the ability to like pick this thing up and flip it over, because the final steps are building the underside of a wing. I don't love moving this thing around this much, but it does feel relatively stable. Unlike my relationships. This top bit kind of wants to pop off, but it's kind of designed to pop off, so can't blame it for that. Look at this thing. Look at that. Here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. Quietest song in the world. This song may just be ending. This whole bit opens up. This little bit opens up. These top panels pop off. And hopefully pop back on. There's not actually much, as much as the wings are an interesting shape, they don't move much. There is a Technic pin, like, covertly shoved, like in here, through these Technic beams to keep this wing at an interesting angle. Look at that rear view. Man, I gotta censor that. That's pretty. That's like, who cares about the interior of this ship? This thing, like, the exterior is so detailed, so nice. Like, specifically this rear area. That's pretty, man. That's pretty. This set, I would recommend to anyone, assuming you want to pay however much money it cost, which is a condition of every LEGO set that anyone would ever buy, I think. That's a nice one. I enjoyed that. Oh, I am Groot. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open this bag. Only for Groot. I'm not going to build this whole stand right now. I don't feel like it. You're not the boss of me, Mom. I moved out months ago. I didn't realize that they Lego threw one last minifigure into this final bag. I wanted to see him. I assume this is supposed to be teenage Groot, because that's what age he was in Endgame. Look at that dude. Look at that dude. That's a dude I'd hang out with, you know? That looks like a dude with strong roots. Or Groots. Oh, he's got back printing too. That dude is tree-lightful. I could use more tree-based puns. That dude is a branch above the... He is just sticking it to the man. He's something... I'll say something better in the video if I feel like making a video about this set. Here's what we're going to do. I bought all these Pokemon cards to open on streams. Kind of for your benefit, but also kind of because I've told myself I'm not going to open these unless I'm on a stream. And here we are on our stream. We opened a couple of packs earlier. The first one had a crappy rare. The second one had like a Urshifu. I don't want to say bad words on stream. But he's a V. Man, the autofocus is really like, it's glittery. I don't know what to do with glitter. These are battle styles. I pick up Pokemon cards whenever I'm at a Walmart or a store that has them. Infamous Convict. Thank you. It is an awesome looking build. Hey, how are you? We're having a good time. I'll pick up Pokemon cards when I find them at stores because I collected them as a child and I love collecting things, hence probably my love of Lego. Here's this thing if people like the digital Pokemon card thing. I don't do anything with those. But I've seen the professionals do this. This one will be an energy card. It's a red one. But I buy these when I can, and if I'm streaming and opening them on stream, it's an excuse to do so. Do you want me to be closer or further away? I can be closer. I think that glare is confusing it a bit. There's Sodward and Shielbert. I hate that so much. Crawdaunt. Doublade, which is it's a sword. The Pokemon is a sword. Scatterbug. I don't even know that dude. Number 664. I'm not as familiar with the later generations. I know this dude. That's a good Cubone dude. Murkrow. I got like 1 billion of him in Pokemon Go. Tepig. He was my starter in Pokemon. That dude's my main. Honedge. There's the other literal sword Pokemon. Hey, we can't think of what kind of thing we should make out of a Pokemon. Let's make a sword. Here's the reverse holo. It's a Fearow. That is a Fearow if I've ever seen one. And the rare. Oh, that's such a shame. We were just making fun of dang swords. And this is like the 3rd sword evolution, I think. That's disappointing and not disappointing because I don't know that I have a ton of these dudes in my collection right now. There's your entire sword family. They're a little brass at times, but their wit is sharp. Get it? There's some sword puns for you. I hate it. I hate myself for saying it. At least we got one card that has a V on it, and it's Urshifu. Looks like a big monkey, like a tiger monkey, who's punching. and he's shiny. Not literally shiny. I know shiny is a thing in Pokemon. It wasn't a thing in Pokemon when I was a kid, but shiny is a thing in Pokemon now, and that card is shiny. I think this stream has worked successfully enough to motivate me to do more streams in the future. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around, subscribe to the channel. I will in the future actually schedule streams ahead of time. Sorry for leaving you hanging if you really wanted to see the stand of this thing built. But if you do, then stick around for my full review of this set, which won't actually be that comprehensive because it's been out for a while. But I'll tell you what I like and dislike about this set, and it'll probably be largely positive because this set is large, and I'm positive that I enjoy it. So subscribe for more. I will schedule streams farther out in the future. Follow me on Twitter so that you can see when I'm going live. Other than that, thanks for hanging out, guys. BFAB, good to see you. Hidden Brick, Brick Scene, LaRon, Rob, Hidden Brick, I already said that. Infamous Convict, other folks who were here. Armand, good to see you. Ivan, who was here earlier. Lots of good people. Lots of good, fine folks. Open, build, repeat. Whoever's still here or was here, I appreciate it. I'm going to go do other stuff now. But I'm glad you all were here. Thanks for hanging out. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye. I like making it look like I intended to have hit the end stream button, but then you guys are like, oh no, he didn't, and he's just gonna like be doing stuff, but he doesn't know his stream was still going. I knew it was still going. I think I know the right button.